おもてなし、Chico de?
Oh, Omotenashi!
Weil wir gestern ganz viel Sake getrunken haben.
So when it comes to Japanese games, I'm a huge fan of Digimon.
Hey guys, this is Cathy Cat, and today we're going to go and actually ask foreigners what they think is the main thing that Japan contributes to the world. What do they export the most? What is it the most known for? Let's go and ask foreigners in Japan. Good. What do you actually think, general question, Japan contributes to the world?
I think the culture is so awesome, and I liked manga a lot when I was in France, and it's such open now, and you can really have Japan culture everywhere. In France, there's a convention called the Japan Expo. It's a way to show how Japan is really everywhere in the world, because people in France gather to see all the Japanese culture just in France, because they cannot go to Japan. And I think if one country is able to expand like this its culture to every places in the world, and people are so happy to go to events like Japan Expo. I think they really have something special in their culture that makes it so fun and so cool. I mean, just cute things and lots of fun in there and everything. Okay.
Oもてなし, Chico de?
Oh, Omotenashi! I heard Omotenashi. Omotenashi is hospitality, right? Being a great host if you have guests that come to your country. You mean that? Broad question, but what do you think does Japan actually contribute to the world?
Obvious thing that comes to mind is just the pop culture. Like, I think a lot of my friends who also love Japan, they want to come visit because, you know, they've watched all the anime growing up, all the manga they've read, all the food is delicious, so it's really the food in my opinion, and yeah, pop culture is just really fun and like adorable. So
for you personally, what's the biggest thing?
It's a toss-up between ramen and just cute signage and everything. Yeah.
Definitely, like the sense of culture here is quite different from what we've seen. The architecture here is quite interesting to look at too, and we think the city is really, really well designed.
You say architecture-wise, what else do you like about the architecture in the city?
It's really well designed. Like everything, like just looks very like symmetrical. The colors are very appealing. Like it's not very like cookie cutter. So it's like a very like eclectic city.
Now, what do you think actually? Since you said you came here before, and so what's the big thing that you think Japan contributes to the world?
Technology. I mean, it's very far. We're amazed by that. For example, the trains. We were watching them when we were at Osaka Station, where they clean the trains and they're all lined up, and then the train seats turn around to the direction the train's going in. We think that's amazing. Well, I was really blown away by that. I thought, what a clever idea. Everything's really fast, ahead of time, isn't it? Like the toilets when you sit down, they start, flushing and making those right sounds. And I think technology is very advanced here.
Anime, definitely. That's the main reason I wanted to come again for anime.
When I went to Universal Studios, you were saying about the Death Note.
Yeah.
That was something that you thought was the most amazing experience.
The escape room,
The escape room, we did that.
Really cool.
We were the only ones to do that. That was British.
Yeah.
But they were really kind to us. They gave us a little tablet that we could use so we could have it all translated in English.
So what anime was the anime that brought you to Japan?
Sword Art Online, I really like that. Death Note, stuff like that. Attack on Titan.
So how is it like in your circle of friends? There are more people who are also into anime, or?
Yeah, there's a couple of my friends that are into anime, so we definitely want to come back with my friends to look up more of the anime side of things.
Apart from anime, anything else that the youth culture enjoys right now in the UK?
Dan and Phil, like my favourite YouTubers, they came to Japan, and I think there's like some famous YouTubers in Japan that they were with. So yeah, we just like the YouTube industry, stuff like that.
But you like the fashion here as well. You were saying about we like the little skirts, little check skirts, the schoolgirl look. We don't know, we were trying to work out whether that was a uniform or whether it was the fashion, but we've seen a lot of shops that sell these little short check skirts, and it's obviously the fashion. It's a nice. We like the fashion here. It's lots of
a little bit of both. Sometimes it's fashion, sometimes it's school uniform, sometimes it's just hard to tell.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Was ist deiner Meinung nach das Hauptding, was Japan in die Welt exportiert?
Popkultur, Manga, Anime. Ist auf jeden Fall das, was die Japaner immer sagen. Magst du Anime? Du bist aus dem Ausland. Du magst bestimmt Anime und Manga. Damit habe ich angefangen und mittlerweile gucke ich viel Live-Action, Drama, Tokusatsu.
Und Super Sentai?
Genau.
Auf dem T-Shirt ist das nämlich drauf. Die meisten Deutschen, wenn die das Wort Japan hören, was denken die?
Sushi, Kimono, Geisha, Anime, Manga. Das ist das häufigste, denke ich. Meine Großeltern denken immer noch, das wäre das gleiche wie China, aber...
Es ist die ältere Generation. Manchmal muss es ihnen das ein bisschen vergeben und ein paar Mal mehrmals erklären. Okay, was ist sozusagen die große Sache, das Ding, das Japan in die Welt exportiert, eurer Meinung nach?
Meiner Meinung nach definitiv Sushi, was sie der Welt näher gebracht hat.
Ja, Sushi ganz klar, aber dann natürlich auch die Manga-Comics, also auf jeden Fall. Und ich glaube, jeder kennt natürlich Toyota, also die Autos. Das sind gerade so die Sachen, vielleicht Sony noch.
Was für euch der Grund war, nach Japan zu kommen?
Also der Grund war so ein bisschen einfach mal was komplett anderes zu erleben, mal gucken, wie es woanders ist.
Aber auch die Essenskultur eigentlich, weil ja auch gerade Tokio so ein Gourmet-Hotspot ist. Also es gibt da, glaube ich, hier die größte Restaurantdichte weltweit sogar. Wird ja sehr viel Wert auf Perfektion auch beim Essen gelegt und die Vielfalt und so. Und das wollten wir auf jeden Fall auch mal sehen und probieren, weil wir sind auch beide so Foodies, also interessieren uns sehr für Essen und so. Und das war auf jeden Fall auch ein ganz wichtiges Thema.
Wir haben gestern sogar ein echtes japanisches Frühstück gegessen.
Ja, ein traditionelles japanisches mit getrocknetem Fisch und
Miso-Suppe, Reis,
Pickles und ja, also
20 anderen Sachen, die wir alle nicht mehr unbedingt benennen können.
Die wir nicht erkannt haben, aber das war sehr spannend. Ja.
Also sozusagen für euch der Grund wäre das Essen als Hauptgrund sozusagen mit dabei.
Für mich eigentlich schon natürlich die gesamte Kultur, aber eigentlich auch so ein bisschen das Essen. Ja, auf jeden Fall. Für mich
ist immer ein wichtiger Grund bei uns.
Was eurer Meinung nach ist das Ding, das Japan sozusagen ins Ausland und in die Welt exportiert?
Sake, weil wir gestern ganz viel Sake getrunken haben.
Ja, das Kirin-Bier mit dem gefrorenen Schaum. Das finde ich spitze. Sollte man auch mal nach Deutschland bringen.
Japanisches Bier so in Deutschland schon mal getrunken?
Ja, ab und an mal. Ich kenne es eher aus China, aber da trinke ich eigentlich nur japanisches Bier, weil das tatsächlich besser ist als das chinesische. Und ich denke, in Deutschland kann es auch ganz gut ankommen.
Autos.
Welche Marke speziell?
Toyota, weil die haben tolle Autos. Toyota war relativ erfolgreich in der Formel 1, aber wir hatten einen deutschen Fahrer, der bei der Formel 1 von Toyota gefahren ist.
Timo Klopp, ne?
Okay, well, today we also have a special guest here. Please introduce yourself.
Hi guys, my name is ENDIGO, a guy from Sweden, YouTuber, musician and vocalist of the band BatAAr, a visual kei metal band from Sweden.
And you've done the?
We're doing the soundtrack for Tekken 7, upcoming video game coming to a PS4 near you.
What do you think is the main thing that Japan contributes and exports into the world?
Electronic parts, maybe? Probably like electronic components for devices, I could imagine.
And in your case, music?
Definitely music. I don't think it's the biggest export, but it's definitely the one I consume the most, I believe. A lot of music, a lot of electronics.
What's the biggest thing for you then?
Music or probably video games. I play a lot of video games and most of them from Japan, so the gaming industry is a big one, so might be that one actually.
Ooh, which music and which games?
So when it comes to Japanese games, I'm a huge fan of Digimon. I love Digimon, Digimon in my heart forever. Digimon is kind of dead in the West, but there have been some really good Digimon games in Japan that had not come out in the Western world yet. Some of the new RPGs like Digimon Wardo Redigitize and Digimon Adventure for the PSP. They're not available in the West. Also, so many Japanese RPGs, Final Fantasy, I love the Tales of games, Ni no Kuni, but also I'm just a big fan of PlayStation and the whole PlayStation ecosystem, like PlayStation Vita, so much. I like Bloodborne and Dark Souls, my top games.
Top games?
Probably top Japanese games right now, Bloodborne and Dark Souls 3, both Japanese games, so yeah.
Exciting stuff. So you mentioned music. What kind of music was the stuff that you imported?
J-rock, visual kei. My favorite band of all time is Mook, and also my favorite artist is a Japanese guy called Demon Kogure or Demon Kaka. But usually when I ask Japanese people about it, they usually laugh and like, oh, he's a comedian.
Comedian is the kind of image-wise, there's like a gap now.
Is it? But I thought he was a cool rock star. I love his music. He's a fantastic singer. My dream is to meet him one day, but who knows? I'm very inspired with his hairstyles, big spikes and everything. Very inspirational.
Fantastic. Wow. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
So So, pop culture is the big thing that Japan seems to export: anime, manga, and also, for example, music. So that's the things most young people get into. But then the general stereotype, obviously, is sushi and similar things like that. Sushi, cars, and stuff like that. So what is your opinion, the thing that Japan exports the most? Or maybe what is the thing that got you into Japan? Obviously, with me, it's Lolita fashion. As you know, I've done several videos on Lolita fashion. If you're curious about that, put that in the top right of the screen. But what is your thing? What is your thing that you think? That's actually the main thing that Japan exports into my country. I've seen many French people talk very passionately about the communication they have between Japan and France. Similar things other countries said, oh no, actually we have a very good connection with this country. So let us know. Look forward to reading your comments, and I'll catch you soon on Ask Japanese. What's with the spirit fingers?